If you've had a Rocketbook reusable notebook for a while, then you've probably started to notice some scratches building up on the plastic cover. To be fair, the purpose of a cover is to protect the pages of the notebook from wear and tear, and the Rocketbooks aren't afraid of showing the scars they've formed to do this. But if you're not into the rugged look, you'll probably want to protect your notebook using a folio. A few months ago, I got Rocketbook's Capsule Folio and have been using it ever since. It's an interesting product that people seem to either love or hate, so I wanted to make this video to give you the opportunity to check it out before you buy. I think the most important thing to talk about with the Rocketbook Capsule is the material choices. Rocketbook has made a very conscious decision to try to make this an eco-friendly product by using Kraft board and felt in order to make the folio 100% recyclable and biodegradable. This is definitely an admirable decision, but it's hard not to associate the Kraft paper with cardboard, so I think a lot of people have been disappointed in their first impressions of the capsule. Having said that, I've been using it for a few months now and haven't had any serious wear and tear issues with it. In fact, I think it's held up really well, with only a few creases forming over time where the Kraft paper is repeatedly bent. So if you don't mind the eco aesthetic, this probably isn't a huge deal as long as you don't abuse it. Moving past this, at the end of the day, I think a folio needs to do two things: protect my notebook and help me carry everything I need in one compact package. Not surprisingly, the capsule does a pretty good job when it comes to protecting my notebook, which should be expected given that it's about 3 to 4 times thicker than the Core or Fusion notebooks themselves. And the capsule does carry most of the things I would need if I were just to grab it and run to a meeting. Opening it up, the notebook sits right in the middle where you'd expect it, secured by sliding the back cover into a Kraft paper sleeve. Then, on the right side, you get a Kraft paper pen dock and a felt sleeve that's fairly loose, but perfect for holding my thick 8-inch ruler. Looking at the left side, you have a felt strap that I suppose you could use to hold the Rocketbook towel, though I usually just keep mine on the inside of the front page of my notebook to reduce the bulk. Below this, there's one medium-sized horizontal sleeve that's good for storing work receipts, as well as 4 card slots that would be good for any business or access cards that you carry with you on a daily basis. Additionally, you get one large vertical felt slot that would be handy for storing larger documents. And it all fits together pretty well inside of the magnetic enclosure. Unfortunately though, there isn't a dedicated loop for my small spray bottle and for any extra pens, which would have been really nice to have. So I usually make do with one pen and by pinching my spray bottle next to the notebook spine. I would have liked to have seen Rocketbook move away from this traditional folio layout and build one that's more optimized to their notebooks. The biggest problem I see with the current design is that I can't really write on the backside of pages with all the bulk that's underneath the page when I flip it over. So I often have to take my notebook out of the capsule to write, which isn't ideal. In my ideal folio, the right side would remain more or less unchanged, aside from maybe making the pen loop out of felt rather than the Kraft paper to avoid creasing, but there would be nothing underneath the notebook when it was fully opened. Then, the space to the left of the page would house 2 more pen slots and room for a spray bottle. If you needed to, you could then put card slots on the back of the folio, evenly spread out to avoid creating any major bumps that could be problematic when writing. But that's just my use case. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments down below, and who knows, maybe Capsule version 2 may adopt some of them. One thing I didn't mention yet is that Rocketbook says the capsule is washable. Now, I don't think they mean machine washable, and I wouldn't expect it to be completely waterproof because Kraft paper would usually warp if fully saturated, but what I think they mean is that you can clean up little stains if you were to accidentally spill something on it. All in all, if you're okay with the Kraft paper and felt construction, I think that the Rocketbook Capsule is a good option when it comes to carrying your Rocketbook notebooks. It's not perfect for my use, but the lightweight construction and the convenience of having most of my note supplies in one space has been helpful so far. You can pick them up in this brown Mars sand color or in dark matter black, and in either executive or letter sizes to match your Core or Fusion notebooks using the links in the description below. Otherwise, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you next time.